Stop
Do you
fucking
think,
playing with me, bro.
Devon,
Bro, stop
do you think
playing
you're
with me,
representing
bro.
the
Bro,
49ers
stop
well
playing
right
with
now?
me on this internet, bro.
Devon, do
Stop
you think the
playing with me on
49ers
this
are
internet
proud
like
of
you
what you're
know me,
saying right
bro.
now?
Stop playing with me like you know me, bro.
I
Stop
don't even
playing
know
with me
what
like
I don't
I'm
even
your
know why you're
friend.
mad.
What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rest Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. This is going to be an exciting video to go over, and that is, in my opinion, the top 5 Atlanta Falcons players heading into 2022. Now, there are a few rules to this list, and we'll go over them really quickly, and then I'll also say something else, just kind of a little heads up to you all. And then we'll get into the list, and I'll make all of this quick because I know you want to get into the list. But for one thing, we're going to base this list off of some statistics and what I see as a fan, like what I've seen from my own eyes. Something that I did in my old videos that I'm not really sure why I took it away is sometimes I would go over some statistics on a player or maybe some rewards that they won. And while I don't always think that stats tell you how a player played, like I think it matters more on what they do on film than they do on the box score, I do kind of think that sometimes statistics can mean something. So I'm going to bring back statistics and go over them with you because I think it is somewhat meaningful. And then, of course, I'll go over my personal opinion and what I see from the player. And then the second thing, sorry, but there are no rookies on this list. It was like this last year. Even though we might feel good about some rookies, they haven't played in the NFL, so can't really put them on the list yet. I'm sorry. And then the other thing that I'm going to say real quickly before we get into the list is giving you a little heads up that there actually will not be an episode of Res Up Rundown all of next week. Simply put, there's a lot of projects that I need to finish and put my focus on for next week, and also, I kind of just want to get my mind straight a little bit and just kind of refocus, recharge. So deciding to take a week off, and I thought I'd let you guys know beforehand. And then new episodes will return the week after. But anyway, let's get into the list. So at number 5, we have Chris Lindstrom. So I'm not like the best at giving away offensive lineman stats, so just forgive me if these are not like the best statistic to go over as an offensive lineman, but he's played 1,034 snaps and never allowed a single sack, like at all. And for whatever it's worth, he has a PFF grade of 83.7, and he picked up his 5th-year option. He honestly got snubbed from the Pro Bowl last year, so clearly this guy is going in the right direction, and he's a younger player, so he's got a lot of time to develop. And the team believes in him, of course, because they gave him the 5th-year option. He stays disciplined. He's only had 2 penalties ever in the NFL, one last year and then one in 2020. So a disciplined player, a good player, and I think Chris Lindstrom has a lot of time in the NFL left, and he's going to develop, and he's going to be a good player in the years to come. The next player on this list is Cordarrelle Patterson. Cordarrelle Patterson had a really big breakout year last year, and he got snubbed from the Pro Bowl just like Chris Lindstrom. Now, I know there's talks of the NFL taking away the Pro Bowl, so I don't know if, Pro Bowl talk is all that impressive at this point, but at least it shows that people think that you are good. So there's one thing, but Cordarrelle Patterson, man, they finally used him right. Like, he finally found a team to where they knew exactly how to use him instead of just this guy that returns special team kicks and punts and whatnot. Like, yeah, he can play multiple positions. He can play wide receiver, he can play running back, he can play on special teams. Well, how did he do in those certain positions? Well, as a running back, he got 153 attempts, 618 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And as a receiver, he really was about the same. He had 52 receptions, 548 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And another thing I like about Cordarrelle Patterson is he's an inspiration and a good locker room guy. There's tons of videos of him giving away footballs, to the fans in the stands, and I wonder which one was one of them. Hey! I was super lucky to have that happen, and I hope that happens again somehow. But anyway, Cordarrelle Patterson is a good locker room guy and a good player that can play multiple positions, and he got re-signed, so that's good. All right, now number 3 is Kyle Pitts. Now, frankly, if you wanted to switch Kyle Pitts at 4 and Cordarrelle Patterson at 3, like, I don't think it's that big of an argument. Like, they both are excellent, excellent players. But Kyle Pitts, I put at number 3 because I think he's just, he's got a lot of time to develop. He's a younger guy, and he is a really big, strong dude. He's exactly what Arthur Smith wants, as he's a big blocking wide receiver, and he can play wide receiver and tight end, so he can kind of play multiple positions. And last year, he did make the Pro Bowl and got 68 receptions, 1,026 yards, and 1 touchdown. And he's a very clutch weapon as well, and we saw it multiple times. Like, the Falcons got in field goal range against the Giants to get their first win of the season, and Kyle Pitts against the Dolphins got them in field goal range, and you know, Kyle Pitts was the one that got them in field goal range. Like, he's a very clutch weapon, and it's kind of sad that they didn't utilize him all that much last year, but hey, at least he still had a good season, and I'm expecting a lot more from him heading into 2022. He's excellent. Number 2 is Grady Jarrett. Now, he did kind of have a down year last year, but I don't think he played bad necessarily. You know, he only had 1 sack, and his PFF grade was like a 67.6, but he did get a contract extension, and he's a good inspiration in the locker room. People look up to him. He's a very hard worker. You always see him, you know, in the gym, and, you know, you don't have to necessarily post to social media. You know, you going to the gym proves that you're a hard worker. You can work in silence as well, but basically what I'm saying is Grady Jarrett puts in the work. And, you know, he's got a good story. I think he knows exactly what he's fighting for. I'm not going to act like I know him personally, but, like, he knows what he's fighting for. He's a good player, and he's the leader on the defense. Great player. And then number 1, I went ahead and put AJ Tyrell. AJ Tyrell, this picture right here basically says it all. Like, AJ Tyrell barely allowed any yards at all against the top wide receivers. AJ Tyrell had, I believe, only 3 interceptions, but hey, interceptions are interceptions. And then he was targeted 86 times, and out of 43 completions, he only allowed 417 yards. And he's always, like, in the conversation for being a top 3 corner. Like, I think AJ Tyrell is, to me, a pretty easy number 1. At the moment, at least, for the top 5 Falcons heading into 2022. But I don't know. It's an interesting list. He also got snubbed from the Pro Bowl for whatever that's worth. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think that was a fun episode. And I'm just going to close this iPad and say that, again, there will not be an episode all of next week. Because there's a lot of projects I'm going to focus on and then recharge a bit and then come back. But I thank you all for the support. Sincerely, you guys have been amazing this year. The views are much better than they were last year, the likes and the support. And it's just a lot of fun making these videos with you all. And I don't mean any of that lightly. I really do mean it from the bottom of my heart. There are times where I feel I get a little uninspired to make these. And sometimes I feel I'm not good enough. But you guys make me feel good enough. So thank you for that, sincerely. And I hope that these videos make your day a lot better than it already was. So it means a lot to have you all on this channel, and I will see you guys soon. And stay safe, seriously, and rise up.